Imagine this, it's 3 a.m., you're asleep. There's a pounding at your door, you open it. Outside are 2 FBI agents. They don't handcuff you. Instead, they say something, and that sentence changes everything, forever. They didn't come to arrest you. They came with an offer, your testimony against the people you used to work with, in exchange for a completely new life, a new name, a new social security number, your entire past erased from every public record that exists. This is WITSEC, the United States Federal Witness Protection Program. Since 1971, over 19,000 people have entered this system and vanished from the world. Today, we go inside it and find out what actually happens behind that door. WITSEC was created in 1970 when a DOJ attorney named Gerald Schur realized a simple problem. To take down mafia families, you need witnesses willing to testify in open court. But witnesses need to survive the trial. And no one in organized crime lets an informant live unless that person completely disappears. Before anything happens, you sign a document. It's called an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. This is not harmless paperwork. This is a contract that binds you to the federal government with non-negotiable terms. Every line in it, every single line, is the boundary between being protected and being abandoned. The first and most important clause, you agree to commit no crimes. Not one, not even a minor one, no petty theft, not a single drug dose, no public intoxication, not one deliberate traffic violation. If you break even one rule, the deal is off immediately. The government's protection vanishes. You revert to being yourself with your real identity in a place your enemies now know you're in. In return, the government gives you things almost no other agency in the world can provide. A new name, legal, approved by a federal judge in a sealed hearing. A new social security number, directly issued by the SSA with no link to your old number in any public database. A new birth certificate, a new driver's license, new school records, pre-rented housing, an average of $60,000 per year in subsistence payments until you can stand on your own. But understand this clearly, you cannot contact anyone from your old life. Even sending a letter to your mother goes through a censorship system. Your mail goes to a P.O. box in Washington, D.C. Marshal Service investigators open every letter, they read every word, they redact anything that could reveal your location, postmarks, weather descriptions, street names, local business names. Then, and only then, do they forward the edited letter. Your old cell phone? Destroyed. Your old laptop? Destroyed. Every social media account? Permanently off limits. You can't delete them because sudden disappearance raises suspicion, but you can never log in again either. That would be digital suicide. Every electronic device you ever owned carries a digital fingerprint. IMEI numbers, MAC addresses, browsing history, and all of it can be reverse traced by people with enough resources. Here's the most staggering number most people don't know. 95% of people in WITSEC, 95% are criminals or connected to criminal activity. They're testifying against their own former associates. The government isn't protecting innocent victims. The government is protecting people with information. That number comes directly from Gerald Schur, the man who built the entire program. Day one of your new life. You wake up in an anonymous hotel room. You don't know what city you're in. The marshals deliberately don't tell you during transport in case you're captured and interrogated. Your only luggage is a suitcase with a few government-issued changes of clothes. Everything else, everything you ever owned, every photo, every gift, every keepsake, disappeared along with your old self. A deputy U.S. Marshal knocks on your door and hands you a thick brown envelope. Inside is your new identity. A driver's license with your face but a name you've never heard. A social security card with an entirely new number. a birth certificate claiming you were born in a city you've never set foot in. All of it is real, backed by the full legal force of the United States government. But none of it is true about who you actually are. They take you to an apartment pre-rented under your new name. Basic furniture, a table, a chair, a bed, nothing personal. You cannot call your mother. You cannot text your best friend. You cannot look up news about the trial you're about to testify in. Every connection to your former self, every relationship, every conversation, every shared memory must be severed. This is not freedom. This is controlled isolation, and it's designed to be exactly that. A few days later, you need to find a job, but your resume is a blank sheet of paper. Credit score, 0. The government does not create fake credit history. That would be illegal, so you start at absolute 0. You cannot explain your 15 or 20 years of prior work experience because that would reveal your real identity. You're applying for work as a person manufactured from nothing. No past, no references, no history. Every month, you're required to see a program-appointed psychologist. They assess your mental stability. They ask if you're coping. The truth is, many people can't. The absolute and total isolation, no one to talk to honestly, no real relationships, is a psychological burden heavier than any physical threat from the outside. This is why some witnesses voluntarily leave the program, knowing what waits for them. Then evening comes. You stand at the window looking out at a street you've never seen before. The neighbors. You don't know who they are, and they will never know who you really are. You start to forget the voices of people you once loved. This is not a movie. This is the actual price of becoming a federal witness. You get to live, Machidi, but are you still you? Joseph Barbosa was the first person ever protected by WITSEC's predecessor before the program officially existed. His nickname was the Animal, former hitman for the patriarcha Mafia family in New England. He claimed 26 kills. When arrested in 1966, he agreed to testify against his associates in exchange for a new identity, Joseph Donati. He was relocated to California, but there was a problem. He couldn't leave the old life behind. He kept associating with criminals. An old associate happened to recognize him and told the Mafia boss. On February 11, 1976, Barbosa stepped out of an apartment in San Francisco. A white van pulled up, 4 shotgun rounds at point-blank range. He died on the spot, age 43. A loaded .38 revolver still in his pocket. He never had time to draw it. Brenda Paz was 17 years old. Born in Honduras, immigrated to the U.S., joined MS-13 at age 13. She knew everything about the gang's structure. They called her a living encyclopedia. When arrested, she agreed to cooperate and was placed in WITSEC. But the loneliness at 17, separated from everything she'd ever known, even if it was a criminal gang, was unbearable. She started calling her ex-boyfriend in MS-13. She invited them to visit, violating every rule of the program. In June 2003, she voluntarily left WITSEC. 3 weeks later, a fisherman found her body on the bank of the Shenandoah River, Virginia. She'd been stabbed 16 times. She was 4 months pregnant. When she asked why, her killers answered, "Because you're a rat." This is the paradox of WITSEC. The U.S. Marshal Service claims a 100% success rate for the program. That's true, technically. Not a single witness who followed every program rule has ever been harmed. But read that sentence carefully. Followed every rule. Barbosa didn't follow the rules. Brenda Paz didn't follow the rules. The people who survive are the ones who accept complete disappearance and never look back. And in the digital age, hiding is exponentially harder. AI facial recognition can scan a tagged photo of you on social media and match it against your old passport photo in seconds. GPS metadata in every phone photo. ad tracking algorithms that follow your consumer behavior patterns and automatically group you with your old identity. A new friend casually takes your photo at dinner, and 50 years of government protection can be torn apart in a single moment. WITSEC is not a witness protection program. It's a transaction. You trade your entire former self, every relationship, every memory, every habit, every photograph, every voice you ever loved. In return, you receive one single thing. Your heartbeat continues. So the real question isn't, can the FBI protect you? They can. The real question is, can you live the rest of your life as someone who doesn't exist? No past, no family, no friends, just a name on a piece of paper that isn't you. One day there's a knock at your door at 3 a.m. Before you open it, understand this. What they're offering is not freedom. It's a different kind of existence. One where you're safe, but you can never be yourself again. And once you sign that paper, there is no road back.